Hi guys, I'm Alice Green and welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. Today I really wanted to cover, considering it was just a Taurus moon that passed, my theory on the female bull. Now, this might throw some people, they might be like, fuck you, it's a bull, I'm not a uterus. Well, actually, um, being in London, we have some amazing museums, one being the Vagina Museum, and what better way to kind of throw this in the mix is like Pluto coming in at the end of things, being like, meh, sex and sexuology. Actually, we're not talking about a bull, we're talking about the uterus, which is the stairway to heaven, the balance of the left and the right within the sacred masculine and feminine energies. Now, it might be a bit much for everybody to take on. They're like, no, I'm a emasculated bull, I'm a female bull. No, you're not. You're not. If these were pointing down and around, and again, everything is a coiled out approach to that stairway to heaven. And I think that it's really important that people understand astrology, understand the teachings that were given to us, understand how ancients looked at it. If I was to call you a uterus, you'd be like, Whereas if I'm saying you're a bull, you can do this, you'll be like, yeah, I'm a bull, I'm a bull. And there's a really good guy on X, which I don't really like calling it X. It's like talking about your ex-boyfriend or your ex-whatever, actually. Which again, power of words and how using words like X really could make us more aggressive, or using certain words to depict things can change the way we actually act. Now, this guy is called Open-Minded Approach, and I'm only pulling this up because I was like, yeah, sure, I'll present this video. He's done all my research for me. I haven't needed to do anything except read and go, yeah, actually, that is exactly what we're talking about here. So I'm going to show you this particular photo again. If you guys look at it, look at the replica of the t-shirt, and it really is, the heart plays an important role in this process. Wait, maybe from the beginning. It represents the stairway to heaven, the ladder of Jacob, and the ascendant of the spirit towards God by achieving perfect internal balance connected to the tree of life. The heart plays an important role in the process as it controls the life force, or the internal electromagnetic energy within you. Think of something that makes you angry, an influx of energy is released and you feel heavy in your abdomen and in your heart. That energy is pulling you down. When you think of something that makes you happy, you feel like you are floating. The energy that you take to the throne of God. And it's really, when we're talking about Venus in this masculine energy, it really is not. It's about going internally, finding that internal strength, right? Someone going to bully you, or are you going to bully them back? And looking at the sacred feminine not as just something for procreation, but actually sex, and what I call sexology, is what takes us to the next level of our enlightenment. Your body is the only free pleasure that you get, and ultimately it's about the balance of the masculine and the feminine. You go into the Emerald Tablet, it says the same thing, that the father is the sun and the mother is the moon, and they must work together for the earth. And it's about us coming together as a united force, not you're a male, I'm a female, I want to be a man, I want to be a woman. When we're looking at biology and psychology, and it's really teasing these things apart, fuck you, that's not true, or actually that makes some sense. And where we're really lucky in 2024, 100 years ago, it was written in a book that someone had to know someone to get published. All the knowledge, right? I have a lot of knowledge. I might not get published, and that knowledge will be like, oh, that doesn't exist. It does exist. It's there. But the problem is that we're too busy expecting that people with educations are going to pass this info on, and they're not. They're not even doing anything. You know, I love astrologers, and I am going to quote David Palmer on this, because I'm not scared of the devil, but when David starts in my ears, I'm like, fuck, get up off your ass and do something. And everyone wants to know how I keep getting back up and getting back up and getting back up. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at things like astrology, it is a wheel that you need to learn to play the game. It's like playing football. You're going to get like, or rugby or whatever, you're going to get side tackled if you don't know the rules. You're going to be in the bin. It's the same sort of principle and concept with astrology. You're going to get dumped, and I mean dumped hard. Now we're coming out of this period that's been really heavy for all of humanity, and I'm not going to lie to you, watching people being blown up every day and seeing the way that we are progressing. Well, I wouldn't even say progressing, we're regressing. And the only way that is going to change is if people like me and people like you stand up and say, fuck you, this is not going to happen anymore. We are going to bully you back. And that is about going internally, finding your inner strength. You know, I couldn't tell you half the stories, and you'd be like, whoa, how is this woman still doing this? Because at the end of the day, I know who I am, and if you don't know who you are, that's not my problem. I will continue to do as I need to do to progress. So the idea is, you master you, I master me, together we form this society. The reason I chose food, fashion, humor, and music, we struggle to express ourselves. Our feelings are shut down. Don't do this, don't say that, don't like cotton freaking wool, and you can't move, and it's suffocating, and we're all feeling that squeeze. Price of everything's gone up. The slavery is really now in your face. You're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor, you are a slave. It's feeding this system that keeps just destroying and destroying and destroying, when we have so much knowledge internally, externally, that we need to bridge together, grab the bull by the horns and push it back. Now, it's a bit much for me today. You know, I haven't got a whole lot to say on things because it's pretty freaking black and white and simple. The idea is that you hold the key to your future. Don't be giving it to nobody else, because I can tell you they do not have your best interests at heart. You have your best interests at heart, and you have to do what is smart. The art of being smart starts in the heart. This is an electromagnetic frequency. I'm not talking all hippie shit. I'm talking science and proper science. I'm not talking pseudo psychology science where, oh, I think I'm this. No, facts are facts, right? Criminal, if you're being dodgy and being a criminal, it's fact. If you're blowing up people in other country on our tax expenses and then starving the little old lady, that's a fact. No matter how much cotton wool or, you know, sprinkles you want to put on top, it's daylight robbery. And it's up to us to say no, leave our food supply alone, because the more they poison your food supply, that is messing with your head. And you wonder why everyone's so fucked up. Look around you. What is actually, your food's poisoned, your water's poisoned, they want you to inject poison. There is no escape except for us to go, no. Globally we have this army, and we need to get up, we need to fight. Get your bull on, let's have a stampede. Let's really show them that actually this next 20 years, which is Pluto in Aquarius, is about how we come together harmoniously. I might not like you, right? But at the end of the day, if we worked together, that's half the load done. And we're not always going to have the same values, the same everything, but actually there is clear murder, letting all the rapists onto the streets while they're locking up other people for just saying, oh, we don't like the government, while they're doing all their dodgy things. Like, come on, let's be real about how we're going to progress into the future, because if you allow them to continue on this mind fuck, then you will not swim. But if you just take a few little tips from me, don't always, you know, when someone says, oh, it's this, always question things, always look outside the box, always think for yourself, and don't allow people to push you around. So that's all for me today. Please like, share, and get the message out there.